Who else is on here?
Who else we got to talk about?
Let's see. Do you want to talk about sleep paralysis?
Oh, yes. Okay.
This is nuts.
Did I tell you all about it?
Mm.
I got sleep paralysis for the second time the other day. The first time I got it, I was at my first night at college. I got sleep paralysis. I moved in, slept in my little twin bed dorm, and I remember thinking, this was just something I had to think in the moment. I don't really know why, but I thought, hey, when you see your roommates, no matter how they look, you need to be nice. Don't know why I was thinking that. Like I wasn't ugly as shit. Like, but I remember whenever you see your roommates, however they look, you need to be nice. So I went to bed that night. I moved in before everyone. I don't know why. I think it was just my move-in date. Yeah. Maybe I was at the top of the alphabet, whatever. And whenever you have sleep paralysis, in some cases, everything around you gets really loud. So I could hear the AC in my room, like my vent was right by my bed, and it got really loud. And instead of knowing that that was the AC, I thought that was suitcase wheels. And I was like, my roommates are here. And I opened my eyes, and a freak is at the end of my bed. And in my head, thinking previously in that day that I need to be nice however my roommates look,
freak?
I look down, and this tall, lanky freak is at the end of my bed, and I go, hi! I think it's my roommate. So I'm like, what? And I go to like stand up to help her move in, and I realize I can't move. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I like have tears in my eyes just thinking.
Sleep paralysis is scary as shit.
I've never had it. So.
Well, a lot of people say that it's like what makes it scarier, and people should not be saying this because it's already scary by itself. But people say that it's like a demon. You just say like, "What's up, y'all? I'm Brynna, and I'm Rachel. We go." Hey. That's where the brain rot started. That was patient zero.
Why are there tears welling up in my eyes?
No, literally. Oh god. Slay. So, anyways, but like they say, it's like a demon, like taking over your body. Because what happens is you usually see something at the end of your bed. That thing crawls over to you, like it did, and weighs on your chest, and you can feel your chest like compressing.
Crawls. Oh my god, that is actually so terrifying.
It lays on my chest. And I say the Lord's Prayer in my head. This first time, I say the Lord's Prayer, and I wake up, and it's normal. So I was like, okay.
Thank you, Jesus.
Slay Jesus. Like, you got the demon out of there. Because I had read that, like, sleep paralysis are demons. So I said, let me just try something real quick. And I did it. And I woke up, and I was like, that was crazy. So, that was 2021. Yeah. So, no, that was 2020. So 4 years go by. And I don't get sleep paralysis again. I tell that story like it's a joke. And then the other day, I went to bed at 3 a.m. and then I woke up at 7 a.m. Well, that one was at night. So, like, that was kind of extra scary. This one was during the day.
That's creepy.
I went to bed at 3 a.m. I woke up at 7 a.m. I didn't realize I had only slept for 4 hours, because usually when I wake up at 7 a.m., that means time to get up, whatever. I got up, I started doing stuff, I realized I'm tired, so I go back to sleep for a little nappy nap. I sent Rachel a reel. I sent Rachel a reel, and then I went to bed, and I have this dream where I'm in this house, and I'm like working for them. It's this really big mansion. I'm working for them, and they start being like assholes, so I start yelling at them or whatever, and they send me to my room in this mansion. So I go to my room, and nothing's in my room except for this little, it's not even like a stuffed bear, but it's like this stuffed little blue thing. I don't know what animal it was, but in the moment, I was like, something's wrong with this bear. I'll just say it was a stuffed bear because that makes it easier. I am like, something is deeply wrong with this stuffed bear. And I go over to it and I start saying the Lord's Prayer again. Because I guess in my head, that's like my default. Is like when I feel something's wrong, I got to do that because it worked that one time. And the difference is this time, though, it slows me down and stops me from saying it. What the fuck? I like get chills thinking about it because it was so crazy. I like Our Father and it stops me. And I was like, and like you can feel the room like change. And then I wake up and I'm like, that was weird. And I look at the end of my bed and it's there. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I wake up again.
Are you looking at the end of your bed? I'm like,
no, I know. I wake up what I thought was real life and it's there. Like, I'm like, I look up at my ceiling first and I'm like, whoa, that was crazy. And I look down and I'm like, what the fuck? And then I wake up again and I fully get out of my bed, Rachel. Like, I see this entire room. I see every shoe that I've left on the ground. I see everything. And I get up and go to the bathroom, and it's there. And then I wake up again. Like, I was in, like, I don't know if you've seen that
Brynna,
Adventure Time
stop.
episode.
I'm actually going to freak out.
It was crazy. And this happens multiple times. Like, probably 20 times. And to the point where I wake up one time, and I go to call Shazam, and I try to say, I'm having a stroke. And then I wake up again. Like, I don't know why I told him I was having a stroke. Maybe to, like, make him freak out or something. So like, to come over. Yeah. I don't know. And I am waking up multiple times, and I can hear Matt leave for work. Like I told you, stuff gets really loud, so I can fully hear Matt in real life leave for work, and I can hear myself snoring, and I can hear it was so unsettling. Obviously. But I was like, I've never had that sleep paralysis. I've had the guy at the end of the bed, like the creepy guy, the shadow or whatever. Then this one was like, I kept waking up in a loop, and a couple of times I felt the weight of the chest or the weight on my chest. So I was like, I'm definitely having sleep paralysis.
I hope to God this never happens to me.
You better. It's crazy.
I actually don't think I wake up. Like, I think I die.
I don't even remember. Like, when I finally did wake up, I was like,
am I alive?
like, yeah, literally. I was
so freaky.
I think the time that I actually did wake up is the time that I just I relaxed into it. And I was like,
just let it happen.
Yeah. And then that was the time that I think I actually woke up.
That's so weird.
And it was during the day, which was the strangest part. Like, when I woke up, birds were chirping. I was like, nobody gives a fuck that I just had sleep paralysis. Yeah. And then I texted Rachel when she, liked the reel. I said, Rachel, this was the last thing I did before I had sleep paralysis. I was about to text you and be like, don't watch the video.
I've never had... The only, really scary, dreams or anything I can ever remember is, I know there was one I used to have a kid. We used to have this trail in our it was like a bike trail that ran from Alabama to Georgia. It was super long, but there was a portion of it in our hometown. Yeah. So sometimes we go and drive and then ride on our bikes and turn around and come back, whatever. But I used to have a recurring nightmare that we would be on that trail and all of a sudden somebody would come out of the trees and start chasing us back to our car with a knife. And it would always be I would be the one that would get behind and my family would get away and I would be the one that would get killed and I would wake up. Yeah. And that is enough for me that already. So that shit I don't know.
I mean I don't think I've ever heard of anyone dying from sleep paralysis. Some people get it every time they go to sleep. No. So
my best friend used to get it.
To you.
She used to be don't ever sleep on your back because
I woke up and I was on my back. I slept in a way that I had never slept before, really. I had all my pillows on my bed because it was halfway through the day. I woke up, made my bed, and then, just kind of fell asleep on the pillows. So, naturally, my body was and, yeah, sleeping on your back causes it. Whenever I got it in college, I got really into, finding out how to avoid it and never have it happen again. And there's not really a way other than just, it happens when you are either really, really stressed out. Obviously, your body manifests that into something. Yeah. Or you're really lacking on sleep. And I have had a very stressful month, and I was lacking on sleep. I only had 4 hours of sleep that day, so I was the perfect concoction of...
That's scary. Yeah. So that's my natural state, is tired and stressed.
I know. So. I think that, too, until, a time like that happens where I woke up. All I could think about while I was awake for that 2 hours... I called my mom and I was like, I'm so stressed out. The bridesmaid's dress I was supposed to have is not delivering. It got lost in the mail and I have 8,000 assignments due today and I have to clean my room and do all this stuff. And my room is really messy too. So that naturally has me in a state of disarray. So I think I just peaked it. I brought my body to that point. And when I woke up,
demon time.
When I woke up after that, I said, I actually don't have to clean my room. I started being really taking it's wreaking havoc on your body.
So
really taking
really
taking into consideration what matters. Yeah. I think I was stressed about editing the podcast too, and I was like, the podcast is not real. Yeah. It's not real. Yeah. It's not a due date. No. Where I get a bad grade if we don't submit it. So I was
I have to do that all the time. I'm it's really actually not that big of a deal, Rachel.
Yeah. Whenever yesterday when you're I'm nervous, I was like, we can do this anytime during the week. We can not post this week if you want. It's not that serious.
My therapist is always Rachel, think about that for just a little bit longer. And said it's going to be fine.
Yeah. Whenever I used to have that gaming channel, editing gaming videos is 40 times harder than editing a podcast. Editing a podcast, the more I leave in, the better. Gaming videos, we would play for 3 hours and I'd edit it down to 10 minutes or whatever. So that would take forever and I would really stress myself out over that. And then I finally had to be it's not real. You were not getting graded by your YouTube channel. So. Yeah.
Well, that's your sleep paralysis demon.
Let us know if you have a sleep paralysis
Terrifying.
or a sleep paralysis situation, funny or serious. But I think the funny ones are fun, like how I thought the sleep paralysis was my roommate.
No, that is really funny.
Hey, girl!
That would be like the only.
I said, let me help you move in. What the fuck?
Why do you look like that?
Yeah.
Oh wait, I'm supposed
to. Like, I have to give that context because why would I say hey to it?
Yeah,
I literally said hey out loud.
It's also really weird the fact that you were like, whatever they look like.
I think that's something I have to tell myself. Like, because my reaction, I'm very animated in my face. So my reactions read on my face really bad. And I've always been scared that sometimes when somebody comes up with some sort of thing that I wasn't expecting, that I let that be known. Mm-hmm. And I really am insecure about that.
Yeah.
So I think just in my head, at one random point during the day, I was like, and when your roommates pull up, just don't be weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that just manifested into, it's weird how your body latches onto, or your subconscious latches onto stuff throughout the day.
The fact
like
that
now that we've talked about Jimmy,
about dreams and stuff, like it's just crazy.
Or just we talked about Jimmy Carter for 3 seconds, he's gonna be my dream.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like just random shit throughout the day.
Long time.
I dream like every
Last
night.
dream I had was Davis.
Yeah.
I had a dream that me and Davis were married, and we had this ginormous house, and like our bedroom.
I don't think either of you guys would be into that.
No, seriously, not at all. I told him about this too. I was like, "You won't
Good.
believe this
That's
shit."
so funny.
Like we hardly talked to each other later, and I was like,
"Did you message him?" Or
no, I told him in person. I was like, we were married, and our house, like our room, had like glass, like our walls were just glass, and they would open, and like to a huge pool around our bedroom.
Yeah. And you probably just saw a TikTok earlier that day.
Have a good life in my dream. I'm just saying.
Should we?
And he was like sitting next to his boyfriend, and I was like,
sorry. Yeah. We were
like last night.
You can like be there, I guess, but yeah.
That's funny. Lana Del Rey is married?
Yeah, speaking of marriage.
Literally. She married
a swamp man.
A swamp man. I think he like does airboat tours.
Y'all remember first episode when we talked about Gatorland? Lana, were you listening? And you heard how cool we think Gatorland is? Is that why you did that?
Duh.
Yeah, because we support it and we wish we were at the wedding.
I saw this. I didn't know about this. I would say I keep up with pop culture as best as I can. And I was shocked by this one, actually. I got on Twitter after work and I said...
Well, especially... We're all allowed to be shocked because she literally said no. Yeah. Under comments of people being like, she's dating him, and she said, hell no. He ugly as shit.
Beautiful.
Her.
I saw a video it was like
they looked happy too. It was very
someone
sweet.
Fucking hanging out of a helicopter videoing them. like Jesus Christ. I was like, give them some privacy. Jesus,
it's crazy. I just can't believe to not comment versus saying no.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Said, literally no.
Yeah.
She looked pretty. Her dress was like
Gorgina.
This is very Lana Del Rey to me.
Yeah. That's why I was like, it's a perfect dress for her.
Yeah. Go girl. Let's see. Let's do a quick run.
Speed run.
The Jubilee debates. Hilarious.
I haven't watched them enough.
I haven't watched them all the way through.
Yeah.
But
I've seen highlights.
Like little clips of them. It's just nuts.
Yeah. What does fetus mean in Latin? That's all I've seen. And I've seen the guy. The guy and the girl. The two main ones were...
Yeah, that's rough.
He flosses.
Oh!
I hate to make fun of somebody for their physical appearance, but she goes, ooh, your smile is creepy.
No,
and I know he wanted to be like, oh, so we're attacking people, but... like, focus up, king.
I thought it was funny. I am incapable of, speaking of politics...
Wow.
Politics.
The instant display of being incapable of speaking.
I am incapable of, speaking about politics in, an intelligent way that way.
Yeah. So I am very impressed that they keep their cool because I, multiple times, when I'm talking with... I talk to my dad this way now because I'm a little bit more confident in it, but just being no, do you hear yourself? I get so mad.
Yeah.
And if I could just keep my cool like that guy does. Or
so nice.
He honestly doesn't. Because he'll be like, I'm speaking. Please just let me... Yeah. But what is more embarrassing is when the people on the other side don't keep their cool because usually they lose it. Mm-hmm. It's all about whoever loses their demeanor faster. And, in most cases, it's people on our side. So it's nice to see someone keeping their head...
Yeah, exactly.
When going against people who just think they are the hottest shit.
I think it was one... He was, probably 20 like, he was the Democrat, and there was 20 Trump
Republican,
supporters that... It was something. I didn't watch it all the way through, but I was like, damn, that's just nuts. But my favorite genre of political TikToks are the, like, interviewers that go to, like, the Trump rallies undercover.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, are interviewing them as,
and, when they catch them being like,
the
so you
shit.
agree? Yeah.
I saw one before I came here, and he was like, so what do you like about Donald Trump? And the guy immediately was like, you got me there. He had no answer.
Yeah.
He was wearing all Trump shit, had no answer. And he was like, so why don't you think, like, Kamala Harris, like, why wouldn't you vote for her? He said, because she's a woman.
Yeah.
I said, that is actually crazy.
I know multiple people that would never...
Same.
Doesn't matter if she promises them in person to pay their entire mortgage. They will not vote for her. Because she's a woman.
Another guy, he was... they were really thick Southern accents. Mm-hmm. What if she's on her period and she pushed that button? She pushed that button on her period. What are we gonna do? And then the interviewer was like, yeah, she's bleeding all over the button. She's bleeding all over herself.
Like that doesn't go through 8 fucking
I said,
rounds of
POV,
talking.
The president's office is just one big fat fucking red button.
A desk with a button.
That's all it is. That and the whole thing, like a statement that says, make gas super, super expensive and let them blame it on you the whole fucking time. Those are the only 2 things on the president's death.
Yeah. Is
a paper that tells him to do that and the red fucking button.
Yeah, and apparently the fucking send tweet button.
Yeah. And the best part is they never clarify what the red button is.
Is it just like the nukes?
Yeah.
That starts the war?
They
is that
think
what they're...
like, legit, like, there's just...
They think that they have those access codes?
Boom! And everything is...
Yeah. Like, that doesn't go through, like, so many rounds of people.
I said, I don't think...
The only thing the president is a spokesperson in the same way that, like...
That's why we hold an election. For the people to select who's going to represent and speak for...
It's not the actual person making the decision. The president is the person that goes to parties. That, like, do you think Kendall Jenner's making 818? She's not in there. She's just the person that holds the bottle. That's all we're doing. That was a crazy comparison, but, like, it truly is the case. She's the spokesperson.
When it comes to, like...
And she is the person that gets yelled at when something goes wrong,
worldwide situations, but, like, that is the face of our country.
Yeah. They're not making decisions. I'm really sorry. The executive branch is so weak. It's not...
Yeah. But that's the thing is one has...
Even if the executive branch was strong, they still have advisors. So it's 40 people making these decisions that you're mad about. Also, the president has nothing to do with gas prices.
Nope.
It's oil companies.
Not at all.
It's oil companies.
Let me not say not at all, but, like, definitely significantly less than people think.
Yeah.
Which is wild to me.
Well, a lot of people say that, like, stuff became more expensive under the Biden administration, but that's a lot of layers of things that are not...
Also, we're under Trump's, like, tax policies right now.
Yeah. Things take effect usually 4 years.
I said, we're actually the reason why things suck right now is because of the big idiot that was there 4 years ago. I said, also, hey, didn't anyone forget about the pandemic?
Nothing goes through in time for any president to actually see the benefits of their things. Nothing goes through in time. It takes fucking ever. Yeah. So, I don't know why we're...
It's hard to be like, it sucks to be like, this is basic knowledge, but it is basic knowledge that I think people should know. And it's like, sucks to me that they, like, know that people, like, vote without having basic knowledge. Yeah.
I wish there was, like... Never mind. So I wish you had to take a test before you voted, but that's, like, literally what we're going against. That's like, fucked up. But
it makes sense. I mean, there's a lot of people where I'm like, damn, you get to vote? Yeah. Which...
Like, I just... Not like a test about, like, intelligence. I just, like... Maybe a test that's, like, leading questions. Like, do you acknowledge...
Do you understand what's going on?
Do you acknowledge that nothing you vote for will happen in the next 4 years? Yeah. And they have to say, yes, I acknowledge. Mm-hmm. And then next they say, do you acknowledge that...
I mean, why do you think most presidents run 2 terms in a row?
Right. Or, like...
seriously.
I may not be remembering it correctly because I was so young, but I feel like Obama's second... run was, like, better than the first.
That's why Trump's presidency was so good. It's because they were, like, inheriting, like, Obama's, like, economy.
Yeah. And that's why Biden's been literally floundering, which, like, halfway him, but also halfway what he was left with. Yeah. you spend the first 3 years fixing it, and then you spend the last year running
Trump
again.
Literally says, like, millions dead, no money.
Yeah, well, I mean, Biden had to clean up COVID when Trump did not respond. So,
no.
I don't know why we're really... It's unfair to blame...
The understanding
It's unfair, especially to blame Kamala for anything
try to
that's
get
happened.
people to understand, especially when it comes to, like, topics of, like, abortion or LGBTQ rights and stuff, is, like, coming from a place where people vote Republican just because that's what the norm is.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of, like, changing their mind, because you're never going to.
Especially with abortion. Like, one
to.
person thinks the fetus is a living thing. One person thinks the fetus is a... What does she say in that video? She said it's like
a bundle cells.
Or just a virus, or whatever she says it is. Yeah. Like, you both think scientifically different. Mm-hmm. That's not going to change.
There's no changing it.
It's just about whether you think the government should be involved or the government shouldn't be involved.
Yep.
When it comes to abortion, I'm really surprised that things are the way they are politically, because
me too.
Republicans are traditionally no government involvement. Mm-hmm. They want the government out of all their shit. With their arms, with their businesses, with their taxes. So it's very surprising that they think that the government should have a say in abortions. And it's surprising on our end that we say the government should stay out of it, because usually we want the government to be involved in most things. So it's
exactly
definitely one of those things where it's like, we could catch each other on a lot of shit. We could be like, oh, so you agree the government shouldn't touch my body or my arm. Like, you know, the government shouldn't involve themselves with things that whatever.
And I think that's like...
So it's kind of weird that we can kind of catch each other on that.
If it was framed that way, I actually think, like, a lot of people would be able to have a different opinion. Yeah. But
or it really just, abortion-wise, it really just comes down to when you think it's a living thing. Like, nobody agrees with murder.
Yeah.
It's just that...
Maybe some people.
Well, yeah, nobody with their right mind agrees with murder, but it's about whether you think that's a living thing or not. So that's just where it comes down to it. But
I don't know. It's just interesting. It's interesting perspective to have, being from somewhere else and coming somewhere that is, at least it seems so obvious here. Specific area is a lot more.
It seems so obvious here in the way that voting right seemed obvious at home.
Exactly.
It seems so obvious to vote left here that when we meet someone that votes right, we're like, ooh, what? Which is how a lot of people were treated that voted left at home.
Literally.
Like, just being like, what did you just say? Just like me talking in a group being like, wait, no, can we go back? What did you just say? Like, yeah. It's crazy.
I remember during the 2020 election, a third of my county voted blue.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, everywhere I went, I'd be like,
one of three of us hanging out in a group of three. Hanging out in a group of three and being like...
Literally. That's so funny. Anyways, politics.
Sorry for being political.
I have more recently been more comfortable talking about politics.
I have too, honestly. I'm confident in all of my stances.
I definitely feel a lot more confident when I talk about it. It used to be like...
I'm also a little bit more confident to concede things. Like being like, I am in the middle on some things.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Which I think is a completely fair stance to have, because at any point, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. I always, like, when me and my dad talk about this, or when me and anybody from my family talk about this, I say, like, I know you look at me and you think I am stupid because I am so hopeful about the future. And I hate that makes me stupid, but okay. I say, like, I vote left and I believe in left views because it's a dream world. It's a dream world scenario. I wish I could pay taxes and know deep down that that's going to people that actually need it. Places that actually need it.
Yeah, and it's not bombing and killing people across the world that have no business
paying
being
the same people their own bonuses.
Yeah.
If I knew that it was going to people that actually needed it, or even to my roadways or to my YMCA, if I knew it was going to somewhere,
schools, to mental health,
if I knew it was going to hospitals or anything, I would pay double the taxes I pay. I'd give half my paycheck away because I knew it was coming back to me.
I saw a video like this. He was like, well, who's gonna pay for like the immigrants and like crossing the border and like needing refuge?
I was told that I was doing that, but am I not? Have I not been this whole time? Where are my taxes go? Yeah. So if I knew that was happening, I would pay 100%. Half my paycheck to make sure it goes to other people that need it. But I don't know that. So I do have to be realistic with a lot of money stuff, especially because I do pay my own rent. I do a lot of stuff that not a lot of people either have to deal with that vote right, or people that do have to deal with that still vote left, whatever.
Yeah.
So I always pitch it like that. I'm like, wouldn't you do the same?
Exactly.
And if people are like, hell no, I'm like, ooh, we might be on different.
Because that is
But
weird.
most like my dad can also be like, God, if I knew that, I so would too.
No,
Like,
yeah.
so we agree. In a dream world, we would both be left voting.
Parents,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we both have to be realistic.
It's also
and it's all about...
crazy when you think about, like, how young, like, America is.
Yeah.
Like, when we were talking about Denmark earlier, like, these countries have been around for... Actually, I'm not fucking clue how long Denmark's been around. But I hate to be like... Oh, I forget we can still talk.
Yeah.
But, like, they've had... dare I say, more time.
Yeah.
More time to figure it out.
To figure it out, yeah.
So it gives me hope on, like, a time like this where it's kind of one of those situations where we're going to move forward and start to figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, in the same way that we thought people were crazy for slavery, and now it's like, well, obviously that's fucked up. So, like, we're going to figure stuff out eventually over time, but I just wish it was, like, right now.
Whole campaign about we're not going back.
Yeah.
Anytime she says that in the video, I'm like...
Yeah.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's good.
I just wish I saw on my paycheck, like, this went to roadways and safety hazard. Like, this went to construction of a hospital. This went to... But I just see that it went to the United States government, and I go, oh, okay.
Yep. And let's not forget, if Donald Trump is elected, there will be a tax increase for businesses and corporations. Or a tax decrease for businesses and corporations.
Yikes.
Not you. So... Now,
just
at
keep
this
that in
time,
mind.
when we are paying taxes and we don't know
if
what
we're
they're
just
going
doing
towards,
the whole, if we're doing the whole, like, looking out for myself thing, just keep that deep in there.
Yeah, just think about that. I said, because that's not going to benefit you in any way.
No.
Anyways, let's move on. Let's bring it back to something light here. The Tinkerbell cinematic universe.
Yes, exactly.
I was thinking about the Tinkerbell cinematic universe driving over here. Because this also, like, includes the computer game.
That's what, when you told me this topic earlier, that's what I was instantly going to bring up. I was obsessed.
It's
Pixie Hollow.
They took it off. It's not online anymore. It was devastating to find that actually.
That's literally like, did we not believe enough? Everyone?
Yeah, me and Anthony were playing Club Penguin the other day, and I was like, damn, I wonder if, like, Pixie Hollow is still on here.
It's gone.
You used to be able to make your own fairy, and, like, you could choose, like...
God, that was, like, that was when I first discovered Girl. Like...
Girl. No, I was gonna say that. Like Tinkerbell
womanhood.
Cinematic Universe was also a gay awakening for me.
Well, I wasn't gonna say that.
Well, you said girl, and I was like, no, like, girl.
But slay. But womanhood, just being like, we're all girls in this bitch. Like, not that necessarily everybody was, but like...
But they were like...
Yeah.
They were...
Yeah.
Even
the boys were girls. Like...
No, seriously. Or they...
And
their names were... Shoot, one of them's Bobble. I forget the other.
Oh, the little freaks, yeah.
Yeah, I love them.
Yeah.
That's funny. I would have been... I was trying to think, like, which fairy? Like, what little group would I would have been in? I could have seen myself in any of them. But probably,
I think I would have been the Blossom.
Yeah, with a little southern accent.
Yeah, but just plants and shit. Like.
I would have loved... I'd probably either do the sun.
I would say, I think you'd be the light.
I said the light and the sun, or the animals, of course. So
oh, yes. Yeah. I forgot about her. Fawn.
Yeah. Fawn. Her little long, little braided ponytail.
Mm-hmm. I might have been there. I might have been there. I think I take it back.
Yeah. I could see both of us as Fawn.
I don't remember what I would do.
Love Tinkerbell. Love her.
I was a Silver Miss obsessor. I loved her.
Great. Yeah.
I think that.
Silver Miss.
That may have been my...
No! That... I was going to say her...
I loved her.
Was it Viridia or Validia was the main one.
Oh.
So she was a gay awakening. Fun a little bit. I was like, okay, hey, fun.
Mine was Silver Mist.
But
I think that reflects us to who
Silver
we like
Mist,
now, too.
Yeah. That's funny. Well, let's see. What else is on here? Oh! A bunch of questions. What would you like to reincarnate as?
Oh gosh, I tried to think about it while we were talking, but I so unfocused.
Let's do. What would you like? Like, what would you just in general want to? But also, what would you pick? Like, more so like feature wise. Because, like, I would pick an orca just because that's my favorite animal.
But like, an orca?
Yeah.
I think I'd like an otter.
Okay.
They just be chilling and they're, like, so cute. They swim and they hold hands. Adorable. Not a river otter. Otter.
A river otter, they're terrifying.
They're mean?
They're huge and scary. I'll show you. But, like, the little cutie ones?
I'd like to be an otter or maybe even... I really want bad to be a monkey.
That's a river
like one of those cute monkeys. Oh yeah, they're kind of
scary.
They're like leaning towards rather than puppy. They're like leaning towards like mountain lion.
Yeah, they're like leaning towards absolutely terrifying. I could rip your face off.
I feel like these are just bad photos of them. This isn't fair.
I was like, their teeth.
Yeah.
Scary.
I just want to be like movable like that. Otters? I want to be any animal that's just so good at moving, like monkeys or otters.
Yeah. Otters to me are like almost like a mythical creature. Like I can't even believe they're actually in the wild.
Yeah. Or
like what?
Like monkeys, I'd love to fly through the trees like they do.
Yeah. I would too.
I don't know.
I've always wanted to be a bird. Reincarnate as a bird.
I don't think I'd like being a bird.
I love birds and I want to fly. Yeah.
I think that's what I want to do like as a monkey though, but I don't want feathers.
Just through the trees.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If I were to, I think I'd be a pelican.
Okay.
I love the beach. I have a big mouth.
Okay, never mind.
I got a big mouth. I love the beach.
I'd be a seagull because I'd be yapping.
Did you know that pelicans can fly up to 24 hours straight?
Whoa.
Yeah.
For like migration or what?
I guess so.
Good for them.
But it's crazy because like they're ginormous.
I want to be that monkey getting a haircut. Like I'd want to be a monkey that hangs around humans. Like not like in the wild, but I don't know. Like I want so bad. I want to have like a homestead. And so I think just any animal that like is allowed to live that way, like a monkey, but like where it's almost encouraged for them to like
better for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And naked mole rat. They'd be living underground. They don't give a fuck.
No. Anything that just... I would reincarnate, honestly, as any animal.
Yeah.
Just the fact
I'm at that point, I think.
Like, you just don't have to worry about anything.
Otters, like, can have that flying motion, but through the water. Yeah. Like, they can just swim so fast.
A fish would be fun. Oh, I said it would be an orca. Really, orcas would just be good in...
Yeah, because nobody fucks with you either.
One, and even just, like, feature-wise and things they can do. Really cool animals. I love them.
Or I'd be... a hound dog on a porch.
That's actually really...
Is that good? That's what I want really bad.
Hound dog on the porch.
Like, it's important that I have a wraparound porch, but, like, I'm a dog, so...
Or I want to be, like, a bodega cat.
Yeah! Or, like, a bodega bird or something.
I found a TikTok account where she goes around New York and finds all the bodega cats in all the little gas stations.
I think I need that too.
Interviews them with a little... It's so perfect.
I need that.
I fucking love
Not groundhog. Hound dog on a porch, bodega cat, otter in a lake.
Okay.
Check.
Perf. Orca? I'll be the boat sinking orcas. That works for me.
Wreaking havoc on...
Yeah, I'm also going to take bodega cat. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And then a bird. Some kind of bird.
Yeah, bodega bird.
Bodega bird.
That, like, he lets him fly sometimes, but I come back.
Pigeons.
New York City, baby.
Did you, like,
Sewer rat.
Never
living my freedom.
Basically, humans have, like, fucked pigeons up for the rest of their, like, forever. So, like, pigeons, like, used to actually be, like, pigeon carriers. Like, they used to, like, carry mail and stuff. And so, they're domesticated by humans. And now, like,
they can't survive without us. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, they can't make
How
it
are they doing that? No. I can't believe that. Crazy? I'm watching Game of Thrones. I mentioned that last week. When they, like, send the raven. No. These ravens are actually knowing where they need to go. Are you lying?
Yeah, like the owls. Okay.
Like, what? Are we for real? Stop. Are y'all playing with
me? I'm like, is that, like, actually something that can happen? Because...
Like, do you just send a pigeon that direction? And then, like...
And just hope for the best?
That's crazy. No way shit was actually carried like that.
I'll have to look into it. Next podcast, we're talking about pigeon carriers.
I'm gonna actually, like, research it.
Or, like, that's even, crazy. Like, I remember thinking this when I'd read, like, in the Bible, where, like, the dove would bring back, like, the branch from the olive tree or whatever during the ark.
Well, that was, like, a spiritual force.
Yeah.
Real life, we used to
I was like, yeah, I forget that is.
Like, he willed the dove to do that or whatever, but you're telling me, like, we were sending, like, battle plans back and forth?
Yeah, what the hell? That's crazy. Hey, birds, some of them can talk. What? So it's like...
like parrots? I was like...
Yeah. It's like, I guess, I don't know. Maybe they're much smarter than we think.
I don't like one bit of it.
What's that whole thing about the birds work for the government? Or
whatever? Like, that couldn't... Well, sometimes I genuinely, like, that bird is a robot.
Oh, yeah.
Like, some things I see them do, I'm like, that
The citrus farm that me and my friend go to, they have, like, they have a parrot, and she, like, says, like, the normal stuff, like, hello.
Yeah.
The other day I was walking by, and she goes, motherfucker! I said, no
I love hearing stories about parrots that give away crime scenes.
Yeah.
I think that's so funny. Like, the police are investigating the crime scene, and they'll hear the parrot go, like, my name is Mike, and I'm gonna kill her. And they're like,
that's
hey,
crazy.
yo.
I wonder if that can be, like, used as, like, evidence.
I feel like it's a confession, maybe.
Crazy.
I mean, unless someone, like, trained the bird to do that to throw them off their scent or whatever, but I think the first time it happened, or, like, just parrots that give away shit. Yeah.
I want a bird. I would take a parrot. Take it. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take these birds. I would have a parrot though. That would be really cool.
I went on a real journey. I started a Amazon list that's called Puppy Reality Check. And I saved all the stuff that I would need to buy for a dog, like down to the fucking pee pads and the flea medication I need to do every month, and like so meticulous. And I thought that it was going to talk me out of it, seeing like a crazy bill at the end. Wasn't that bad. Stuff is pretty affordable. So that didn't help, but I need an animal bad.
No, me too.
I have the ESA paperwork. Like, not only am I saying like, I need a dog bad, like a therapist has told me I need an animal.
Yeah.
And I prefer a cat because I do work a lot.
Very bad.
I work a lot, but my roommate's allergic, so I can't.
Mine is too.
Which is why I think I will
Which is unfortunate
probably try and live alone. Not because I don't like them, but because I need an animal.
I like need something to care for.
That's
like,
what I tried to do with these plants. I tried to fill the void with the plants, but it's just not the same.
Thought about like for the time being like getting a fish or something. Just so there's something I can care for.
Yeah.
Because that's genuinely what it is. Like, not that, like, obviously I would want a cat. I just
need something with, like, a personality.
But I need something that's gonna, one, be a companion, and, like, be there.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you're in a headspace that, like, a fish won't pull you out.
No.
Like, you need an animal to come in the room and be like, you good? Or did you want to, like, pull on this toy while I pull on the other end? Or... Did you want to, like, wipe shit off my butt? Or, like, anything to get you out of this mindset?
What about food?
Yeah. I know you haven't eaten, but, like...
Like, not for you, but...
Yeah.
Me.
Like, I'm a cat. I'll start eating you, bitch. Like, I don't think you get it. So, I definitely need an animal.
I did, too.
And I want to also, like... It really affects me, which I know it probably affects you, seeing animals, like, Humane Society, like, animals that are waiting to have a home, and you're a home that can afford to pay for one. Why the fuck wouldn't you adopt a pet? Anything is better than where they are. Well, not anything. But, like, you know.
I'm scared too, though.
I know, I'm scared too. I work every day. I work
it's like having
6 to 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
And, like, I see my friends that do have some, like, Kat and Kaylin, and, like, the main threat that I get every time I bring up that I want an animal is that it will ruin my social calendar. But I've been begging for my social calendar to be ruined. To have an excuse to not hang out at the same 2 places.
I don't do anything, so...
I'm begging for my social calendar to be ruined because when I get home and my friends invite me out, I have a lot of guilt about saying no.
Me too.
Especially because I live with the people that are inviting me out. Like, they know when I'm not doing shit. But this... Sorry, guys. Can't come.
Me and my bed? We're tight.
Yeah.
We're tight.
Well, just not my bed, but like, sorry guys, gotta take the dog out. Gotta go home.
Yeah.
It's such an excuse to leave.
Yeah.
And I am such an introvert, I don't want to go out. So.
I definitely would like an animal too. Oh my god.
In this fucking group chat. Sorry.
What
are we talking about?
We got 2 more things on here, and they're both about school.
Okay.
First one is, I just put on here books that we read in high school.
Okay.
Or just in school in general, because I have so many good ones. And then the next one is, of course, what was the incident at your high school?
Okay. Books I read in high school were like, I was deep into all the Percy Jackson, Harry Potter. Mm-hmm. And then I stopped reading books and started really getting into we're kind of doing a callback, but like, I got really into whatever I was into. So fan fiction, like I did a lot of reading.
Do you have any favorite
The
books
authors weren't their real author names.
You were forced to read at school?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
School,
I was in the gifted program. Every year we had to read a book. So,
like
so. Johnny Tremaine, Fever,
Fahrenheit
no.
451 or something?
I read that one on my own time, but let me look up this book name.
Fever.
I
think I know what you're talking about.
Fever, 1793. It was about the plague with the yellow eyes.
Just kidding. Yeah. I've never heard of that.
What else did we read?
My honorable mentions.
Like English class, we had to read more popular books.
This is funny. Holes. Holes was one of my favorite books.
We read Holes.
Loved it so much.
We read The Outsiders.
Yeah, I love The Outsiders. I remember
I wrote a poem for The Outsiders.
The musical right now, incredible.
They're just copying what the precedent I set. We read a lot of like niche ones in the gifted program, like The Fever or Johnny Tremaine. I keep saying or
Hatchet. Did you read Hatchet? Oh, I think I read that one a couple times.
God, y'all, my Eagles show up. I forgot what we read, y'all, but they would become like our whole personality for that year.
Remember in high school I read a book named Just Mercy, which was about, they made a movie about it, and I think Michael B. Jordan's in it.
Sorry.
And
he's also in Fahrenheit 451, right?
Really?
Isn't he?
I didn't know that.
No, he's in the...
I didn't even know there's a movie.
He's in the one about the fire where they burn the books.
That's Fahrenheit 451, I think. Or is it 1984? I never read
451, Michael B. Jordan.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, I'm watching this when I go home.
He's obsessed with you. He's following you around.
around.
You said it's mutual, man.
Anyways, it was about... I hate to bring it down, but it was about like the death penalty and stuff and like racism.
Okay.
And like how it's intermixed, which... Yeah. And I remember being one of the biggest turning points in like my entire life reading that book and being like, holy shit, what the hell? But
I may have told us already. We read Invisible Man. Not The Invisible Man. Invisible Man, I think. I might have that reversed. Like, Invisible... One of them is a superhero, and one of them is like this book about racism. Yeah. And did I tell you this already? I had like real beef with my English teacher over this book. Like, it became sides, and most people were on my side.
Dang.
And because she said she wanted us to write a report where we diagnose him with something from reading the book. And she offered us like narcissism, split personality disorder, all the stuff because somebody recommended that we do that as an assignment because he was really into he wanted to be a therapist. Like he was really into mental disorders and all this stuff, and he said, I'd like to write this paper on this. And she said, okay, let's all write this paper where you diagnose him with something. Yeah. And the book was about a black man in the 40s that just has the worst shit happen to him, and it's just his story where he just takes shit, and then I think eventually he like blows up or something. Yeah. And they wanted me to diagnose this man with narcissism when he wasn't doing anything wrong other than being black in the 1940s. So that's why I said I don't think he had a mental disorder. I think he was just black in the 1940s. He was
like experiencing racism, very
and like
badly.
Also not doing anything wrong. Yeah. And like there was this whole thing where he gets fired from the paint shop because he accidentally dips black in the white, and they yell at him because you can't mix black and white. Like it's a whole metaphor. Are we fucking stupid? Yeah. And somebody was like, yeah, he fucked up at his job and they fired him. So he's a narcissist. And I was like, no, it's a metaphor.
Yeah, he has split personality disorder because of that.
Yeah, no, he's black. Sorry. Like, it's crazy. So I fought that and I said, maybe we could all do our own project because homeboy is really into therapy. He can write this paper. I'm not going to write this paper. And I said, maybe I could make a movie about it. Like, we could all do what we have passion in. To do this. We could all do this book through our own passions, and it could be really a beautiful project. She said no. So I didn't write the paper. We could either write that paper or read 3 other books as the alternate assignment. No, me and half the class book clubbed it. We all read the rest of the book. She was pissed. She was pissed.
Good. That's crazy.
It was like, viva la, like, I felt like I was leading the fucking revolution. Because I was. Yeah. That was crazy.
Nice.
Yeah. Zinger!
That's
Bazinga!
good. That's good. There's your incident in high school.
Yeah, literally. No. Crazy shit.
I'm trying to think. We had 2 things in middle school. Nothing like, I can't think of anything like absolutely batshit crazy that happened. Like, it was in middle school, we got on the news because somebody
on the news
on the like silly. What are the, like the plaque thing outside, like what would you even call that? Like we had a sign that's just like middle school.
Middle school.
Bleep, 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 middle school. And like it would be like school's back this day, and it was like they used the wrong form of here on it. And someone took a picture of it and, like, went viral on the internet. And it, like, got on the news. And, like...
the world.
It was basically, like, we can't wait till you, like, come here. I can't even remember what the wording was. But it was, like, crazy. And everyone made a big deal about it. And it was like, who cares? Yeah. Then that same year, our principal got fired. Because his wife was using, like, the PTA money... He used like $10,000 to buy a boat of the PTA money.
What? That would have been the PTA boat, bitch.
Yeah, and he got fired.
That's crazy. I can't believe he got fired for that. She should go to jail for that, but he should not get fired for that.
I was like,
that's kind of like a stray bullet.
Him too. We loved him.
That's kind of a stray bullet. We had. I'm gonna air all of it out. Here I go. Then when I got to high school, my first year, I had a teacher that when I went in on the first day did not have the same name as the teacher on my schedule, and it's because he got fired for like sharing pictures with a student or whatever. We had a lot of cases of that. Dang. A lot. Like a crazy amount of cases of that. We had another one that shared...
Sad.
It was a girl teacher that shared pictures with somebody on the basketball team.
Dang. That's sad.
Literally, I know so much happened when I was in high school, but all I can remember is right before we went out for COVID, there was a hawk in the field house. That's... Like, when I think back on high school, I think, hawk in the field house.
Hawk in the field house.
A hawk got into our basketball... We called the field house... Or the basketball stadium, we called that the field house. And a hawk got in there. And, like, we still had PE classes in there, even though the hawk was, like... soaring above us. Like, we still had to run the mile with that fucking hawk in there. And I remember we had garages where they would bring in, like, equipment and stuff. Yeah. They opened the garage and hung a mouse so that the hawk would... take it and fly out. Yeah. But I think hawks like have it into... They know when they're about to be trapped. So obviously if a mouse is dangling... I just remember being like... I was in PE and every time I'd run the mile, I'd look over and be like... That mouse is just hanging there. It wasn't even dead. They had a live mouse hanging there so that the hawk would go get it. And I'd be like... And I'd run around. Like I was like, I need to call PETA. Like, this is making me ill. Like, fuck that hawk. Fuck this mouse. Fuck this school. And then COVID said, I hear you. Fuck this school, you're so right.
That's crazy. Our gym burned down when I was in high school. That was actually crazy because they were doing construction over the summer. And I think something like from the sparks from something like caught. Yeah. That makes sense. Or like exposed wires, And I wish I could find the pictures quickly because it wasn't just like little corner of the gym. Like that shit was down.
Ball of flames, yeah.
That shit was down. We were like...
We had like... One of our buildings, I don't think it's that way anymore, but C building. We had like, they were A, B, C. Mm-hmm. C building, I don't know if it was built in an emergency, in a rush or whatever, but there were half walls. So when you walked down the hall, you could hear every class because everything looked like a bathroom stall. Every room was a bathroom stall. That's so weird. That was the most unsafe place to be in like a shooting situation or like any sort of emergency situation. Whoever it was could just crawl under the wall. Mm-hmm. So we would almost get higher whenever we'd have threats or whatever. Crazy, The C building drill was to get higher. Everywhere else you would get lower and hide. C building drill was to get higher. Because it's supposed to look like no one's in that class. But like, obviously. So, luckily they've fixed that since then.
That's good. That's actually
I told him
crazy.
Not to call me.
Well, that's pretty much everything.
We got through a lot.
Yeah.
This is going to be a two-parter, I think.
Definitely two-parter.
Definitely two-parter.
That's funny because I was driving. I was like, damn, I don't have a lot of topics this week.
That's okay. We ate them all up. We came up with topics. Literally. I think we took that as a challenge. We were like, we have to stretch each of them out. And then we like come up with...
Me and Brynna stretching something out is going to be 2 episodes of a podcast.
And that's okay. I think we got through some good stuff.
I think so, too.
I like everything we talked about.
Me, too.
We got serious. We got silly. Mm-hmm. We didn't even talk about Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh, shit. Sabrina Carpenter's tour started, and her opening was incredible.
Yeah, the spin the bottle, the bathroom.
It was amazing.
All of it.
She's just... I love, like, what would you even call, like, just a project. Like, it is like a project. Like, she is embodying a character and sticking to it, and I fucking love it.
And it's so cool. Like, she's inventing things. Yeah. It's crazy. Like, her team must be just made up of a bunch of 19-year-old girls that are just telling her what's cool and what's... Because it's really easy to get caught up, as a celebrity especially. Stuff has to go through your whole PR team. Mm-hmm. By the time you've posted a video, it's... That meme is done or that trend is done. She's starting them. It's crazy. It's amazing. Like, I think maybe her team just trusts her. I don't know. But
obsessed with her.
She's killing it.
But yeah, that's everything.
That's everything.
It's been a pleasure and a joy.
Yes.
And we'll be back here soon.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. This should cover 2 weeks.
Woo! Good job, team.
Anyways, we love you. Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you soon.
Peace, love, and hot wings.
Peace, love, and hot wings.
Bye.